everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Brian.
And this is Brian versus Brian, episode 134, Superman, the motion picture. Sometimes referred to as, but I think it's just Superman. 1978. Damn, bruh. This is the first comic book movie ever?
I think so. I mean, there may have been like B movie, straight to VHS type shit, but this is like the first like big Hollywood superhero adaptation that I can think of.
Yeah, most expensive film ever made up at that point. Which is strange because when I was watching the beginning and it's like space, I was like, man, Star Wars looks better than this a lot. And didn't Star Wars come out a year before this, 77?
77, yeah.
I was like, oh, and that was like one of the cheapest movies. It was like we had to make their own shit, come up with their own shit. I wasn't cheap, but it was on the cheaper end because they didn't want to give them a bunch of money yet.
Yeah.
I was like, man, Superman, biggest stars look like shit. Your planets look like shit. Your stars look like shit.
Yeah. I thought some of the miniatures look pretty cool on Krypton. Like when the fades in. I thought that was kind of. I like little miniatures. They're fun.
We all know the story of Superman.
Yeah.
Most people know the story of this movie, I guess. Christopher Reeve. I don't know the girl's name that plays Lois. She's probably
Margot Kidder, I think.
Yeah, Marlon Brando's in it. I think that was like the studio wanted to have that huge name in it or something. So they got him to be Jor-El, I think his name is, the dad. And then we got Gene Hackman as Luthor. That's pretty funny shit. And then we got Gene Hackman's bumbling henchman. It's just very comical and doesn't take it very
very lighthearted.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Richard Donner, which would go on to do a lot of stuff. I would talk about that Krypton part. It all starts in Krypton, and it's very long, the intro. And I'm like, well, when it first starts, it's pretty cool because you got you got to sit through the long ass 1978 credits, but at least you get the score from John Williams' Superman theme right off the bat, and you get some cool graphics. I bet in 1978, sitting in the theater, that was pretty cool for about a minute until you're like, oh fuck. You got the blue streaks. That's really cool.
Well, it's interesting. I don't know what version this is. I'm assuming it's just the normal version on HBO. And I've seen this movie obviously, but it's been very long. It's been a very long time since I've watched it, and I don't remember that very opening scene at all. Like there's like a theater stage with the curtains, and it kind of opens up, and there's like a newsreel. I think a kid's talking about. Like I don't remember that at all. I thought the movie just started with the credits and the score. So I was like, whoa, this is fucking weird. I don't remember this at all.
I think this is a longer version. Like they made a longer version for like CBS, I read, and I'm pretty sure that's like all there is now. It's like that's kind of taken over as the main version. Because I watched it on HBO, part of it, and I watched it on Blu-ray. I have, and it was the same version. So I think the longer version has just become the main version, and the longer version is like 2 hours something. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
But that I forgot about that too. The newsreel. I think that it's not even has to do with the movie, right? It's just kind of like talking about Superman and like kind of like an homage to Superman and comics books, and then it jumps in it. It's almost like the Marvel splash page now that was flashing through all the Marvel shit. It's almost like that. But Krypton, I thought Marlon Brando was fucking pretty dope.
Yeah,
he's always great, he has this gravitas. But have you ever seen the missing footage or the deleted stuff of him just rambling on as Jor-El? And he's like, he's reading his lines. He has to he wrote his lines down on everything. He didn't give a fuck about this. He's fucking dialing this shit in.
Yeah,
doing it for a check, doing it for that biggest movie check ever. And he's just like, your son will be the fine. He's just like reading and rambling and like making up like words and shit. It's hilarious, dude.
That's awesome. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I think I even saw in IMDb trivia the scene where he's saying goodbye to Kyle before he ships him off. He has this long speech and he's looking down. Apparently, the script was just in that little where the baby is. He's just reading it.
You will see the world through my eyes, as I will see it through yours. And it's like, makes no sense. Yes, the planet's going to explode in 30 days. Well, you better not try to tell anyone, or you better not try to leave. I promise. Me and my wife will not try to leave the planet Krypton. And they call it Krypton in the beginning. But then when they get to Earth, it becomes Krypton.
Krypton, yeah.
When everyone, but on planet Krypton, it's Krypton. I think it was Brando just pronounced it like that.
I bet you. Yeah.
And everyone else had to just like deal with it. What do you mean it's not Krypton? I'm reading it here and it says Krypton.
Mr. Brando, can you please say it's Krypton? No. I think Krypton sounds better.
The gravitas of Krypton. So yeah, I thought that scene was ridiculous. Say goodbye. I thought the scene was ridiculous when he was talking about the planet blowing up, and everyone's like, "No, what are you, a scientist? No, don't tell anybody that." And then how he makes that clever, these people can't lie. So he says, "No, me and my wife will not leave Krypton, but our fucking son will."
Yeah.
That's why they can't go with him. It's like, what a shitty fucking excuse. We'll just send you through space all alone, my son. But don't worry, your eyes will be my eyes.
God damn it.
And these crystals will guide the way. The fucking crystals, man. Everything's a fucking crystal. And I don't know, the sound mix on this movie is just fucking, well, it's 1978 is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's fucking terrible. Everything's like a enhanced Foley effect after the fact. And I'm pretty sure they redubbed every voice. It just feels like audio not recorded at the time of filming. All of it. It feels like a Chinese movie or something. It's weird. Like, I'm in Krypton. And it's a little off. I'm like, man, like you couldn't get no audio when you were recording. You just had a just doing a straight film, dog.
We'll fix it in post. Let's go.
Yeah. And because all the sound effects, like for the crystals, like pulling a piece of glass out, touching it. It's like everything's this over exaggerated sound effect. It was awesome though. And what I wanted to say coming up about Krypton is when it gets destroyed, finally, some of those graphics are really bad. And I'm saying this because I'm comparing it to like Star Wars, which is like the same period and didn't have the budget of this. But the space stuff looked kind of shitty. Miniatures are okay. It shows some miniatures of like the people living in the cliff face, and the crystals. That was pretty cool. The crystals just start crystallizing through. And what was funny to me is like people start falling off the like balcony things, and and then they show the rocket, and it's like 20 of them falling, then like 100 of them falling. I'm like, I was like, is this planet still blowing up? I went to Jesse's like, dude, this whole thing could have been solved with just an explosion.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do they keep panning back to people falling? Like explode, and then the planet exploded. I'm like, damn, finally. It's like you wasted all this time. This could have just been an explosion. I've never seen a planet level. It's like when you're blowing up. What the hell's a planet in Star Wars?
Alderaan?
Planet. Yeah, when you're blowing up Alderaan and you keep panning into Alderaan and people, like just blow it up. Like,
yeah, there's one thing as I was watching this, I actually appreciate more about Man of Steel, because Man of Steel also opens with the destruction of Krypton, and I think that Man of Steel, they show, I don't know, like when I was watching Superman, it's like 10 people in a room. You're like, isn't Krypton a whole society? Like, where's everybody? You're just getting these 10 scientists like, But I think in Man of Steel, you get a little more, to see what their world looks like and all the people and the destruction of it. But yeah, it's a little silly. I want to go back to I was laughing because when they say goodbye, when they send Superman off, they're having this conversation. It's like, the wife is talking about all of the emotional hurdles he's gonna have, and then Marlon Brando's talking about how much of a badass he is, and it's just funny. She's like,
Oh yeah,
he'll be an
he'll be
outsider.
alone.
He'll be able to punch things really hard. Oh, he'll be a loner. He'll be alone. Well, he'll have powers. It was, I don't know, that was this funny ping pong match of like,
He'll
yeah,
have
just
incredible speed. Uh, yeah, and I like how the Man of Steel, like Superman has everything made of crystals, and Man of Steel went the other direction. Everything made out of little metal orbs
yeah.
that form up and do things. I was like, oh, okay.
The codex. Got to get the
Yeah.
codex.
Do. Yeah, made 300 million on a 55 million budget. 55 million budget. That was the most expensive film back then.
Jesus.
Crazy. It says it only got second of the year though. Made it the second highest grossing release of the year. What the fuck was number one then?
Damn.
300 million? That's crazy. I don't know what the hell. Something else big came out in 78. So
Jaws, maybe? I
Then-
don't remember.
then we get to the space travel, which all looks pretty shitty. And then I didn't realize. I was like, why is this fucking baby getting big, dude? And then they gotta explain it. I don't remember if they explained it at the time or later, but the journey was 3 years or something. Yeah. And then he crashed, lands, and we get to what I pictured. It was kind of like the father from a Christmas Story
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
truck. Hey, Martha! Did you see that? Gets out the truck. Oh, we can't keep it. Come on now. It's a meteorite baby. No one's got to know. I can say it's my baby from my cousin back east.
I like how it happens
Yeah.
so fast too. It's like within
Yeah.
3 seconds. We gotta keep him. It's like what?
He's ours.
You want to sit? You want to talk about this for a little while first?
When I was surprised that they showed the baby landed, and then he like stands up and he's like, hey, he's like out of the ship, and then they do full frontal nudity on the 4-year-old baby,
Yeah.
and I was just like, whoa, is this in 1978, man? They're just like, put that naked baby in that scene, have him dance or something, put his arms up, and I was just like, what? Where are the
Oh my
children
God.
for this poor baby? You go, baby. You're gonna be a superstar.
Oh my
Oh my god, filmmaking is so different back then.
Yeah.
And it was unnecessary. Like this could have been accomplished with a chest up,
Yep.
shirtless baby. Same exact thing. Same exact feeling, same exact thing. Unnecessary.
I
was
was
like-
full frontal.
I was like, what the fuck? Dude. And Jesse's like, do not mention that on your podcast. And I was like, well, I don't think you have to. Like this was I've never seen this movie, I should mention.
Oh, okay.
Because I wasn't a fan of this movie.
Mm.
I like didn't it just look so campy. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
suit, it looked like a thin. I was like, this doesn't look at all. And it was older. I didn't really like movies from the 70s or before as a kid. So I never gave it a chance. And I was like, Christopher Reeve, I don't even care about Superman. I'm on the Batman train.
You're on Henry Cavill, yeah.
And so yeah, like my introduction to comic book movies was Batman '89, and that was the shit to me. And it was very serious, and I could just tell that Superman wasn't very serious, so I never watched it.
Yeah.
Or never fully watched it. I've seen little bits and parts, so that scene was all new to me. So I was like, "Whoa, hey, he's here!" And then we go through a bunch of growing up crap, like a lot. I was like, man, this is taking forever. And we get the younger Superman, the kind of younger looking. I'm surprised
High
it wasn't.
schooler.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't played by Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
But I guess Christopher Reeve was really tall, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
I think he is like 6'4". You wouldn't want him next to the dad trying to play the high school kid.
Right, right.
But this guy looks similar enough that you could you can maybe believe it. Yeah, it goes to him getting bullied at school, of course, and then you get the football team. Hey, you want to come listen to some records on the hill? Oh, that'd be
Oh, yeah.
swell. I'd love to do that. No, you got work to do, Clark. And he's like, no, I would have cleaned it up. You mean this that I uncleaned up? Pick it up, Clark. And they leave. God, what a weirdo, right? And then, anyways, oh my god! And then the next scene, he cleans it up quickly and he starts running home. And this is fucking. This is fucking hilarious.
The best effect ever.
He's obviously in some kind of like harness
Yeah.
or something because his upper body weight is supported and his legs are just like dangling around. And it's a lot of rear projection in this movie, or at least is what it appears to me. And they got some rear projection going on. That's some dust someone's kicking up by his feet. And it's just the funniest shit.
In the fucking.
You can tell his body's supporting no weight. It's just noodle legs. It would have been better to just do a Sonic the Hedgehog, like have prop legs like spin in a circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh my god, it looks so bad. Oh man, at the time it was, oh my god, jeez,
This is incredible.
Gee whiz, faster than a speeding bullet. And isn't that the point where Lois Lane sees him? That scene was in the HBO version. Did you get that on the train? No?
I don't remember Lois Lane being in the train.
He runs past the train, right? And then there's a little kid. Mommy, I don't know. She said that boy just ran past as fast as a moving train or something.
Oh,
So
wait. No, I do remember this, yeah.
Yeah, and I told you not to make up stories. And then, oh, Lois Lane, when are you ever going to learn? Say, oh, she's in there.
Hey-o.
So, there's that. That's how I know it's the longer version, because that's not in the. From what I read, that's not in the original. That scene. So he's running ridiculously. There's even one part where it's a miniature. Like there's a miniature of going up a hill, and he cuts to a miniature, and it's just like a miniature getting dragged on the dirt hill, and like a little poof going up behind it.
So awesome.
Man, the effects are just nuts. So, then, what the heck happens? Oh yeah, he finds the green crystal after his dad dies. His dad,
Yeah, they have one little.
his dad
scene.
dies, and you're gonna change the world, Clark. And he basically great power, great responsibility. You're gonna have to decide what kind of a man you are. Speech, but very short and very not good. Just kind of, hey. And he's like, you go over there, I'll meet you there. Son. And he's like, no, Superman killed him. Do you want to race, Pops? Come on now. And he starts to jog. Oh, he grabs his, no. And then face plants. And then, he's dead. I think the Kevin Costner death was far more emotional in Man of Steel.
Yeah,
My father gave his life because he didn't think you were ready. I could have saved him. Yeah, then he, for some reason, finds that crystal, the green crystal they left with him. I don't know what that was, man. Is that kryptonite? Because it's a green crystal. What else are we to believe it is?
I don't know. Because he uses it to build the Fortress of Solitude, and then which brings about like historical.
Yeah. And in
so
Superman,
I think it's like a historical device or something. I don't really know. Historical.
I think it's kryptonite. Because in Superman Returns, don't they use kryptonite too, to do the same thing? Lex Luthor throws it in the water and it creates a fucking structure.
Right.
But he's grabbing it and stuff. I don't know. Maybe because it's refined kryptonite, you know, because it's all polished up. When you touch it, it goes. Ooh. I don't know, but what else could it be? But he touches it and he's fine. And then he's fine taking it all the way to fucking Antarctica or whatever the fuck. One of the poles. And then for some reason, he's just looking out there. Looks at it. Just fucking woo,
Yeah.
chucks it 100,000 yards, lands, and then boom, Marlon Brando comes out of the ground.
Yeah, this scene
Goes
makes
in it.
no fucking sense. I'm like, hey, why'd you come all the way over here? How'd you get here? And why'd you throw it in the water? None of this is explained.
Yeah, because I don't think he can even fly at this point.
Mm-mm.
And so he's doing the noodle legs all the way there. And then he goes in there, and it's like a console of crystals, like whoo, 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 like pressing them. And then Marlon Brando's face kind of pops up again, tells him some stuff, says you can ask questions, so it's like a living, I don't know. They
Yeah.
explain it better in Man of Steel, that it's like a living image, so he can respond to things and, has his own thoughts, but he's not alive. Asks him where he comes from, explains to him a little bit about Krypton and all that stuff. And I forgot that Krypton, I wanted to mention those fucking suits, man. I don't know what they did with those reflective
Yeah.
suits. I don't know how they did that or what that was, but that was cool / ridiculous. It's like, look at these suits. We are from space.
Mhm.
They are emitting light. Anyways.
They look like those space blankets, the fucking foil. That's what they look like.
Yeah.
They also that whole Krypton opening reminded me of like, did Tron come out before Superman? Because this seems very influenced by Tron and Tron's success because it looked very Tron-esque.
Yeah. So Brando's explaining to him, I have to explain to you everything of the known 28 galaxies or some shit like that. Okay, I feel like that probably the one you're from and the one I'm in would be sufficient knowledge. I don't think I'm going to any of those 26. So, which is kind of down to 2. But we're going through this, and this scene was
Psychedelic.
crazy. Yeah, he takes him up into like space, right? What did he do? Did he give him some kind of substance? What makes him start tripping out?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember.
I kind
But
of
he
just took
does.
that whole sequence as like a passage of time because this is where long periods
Yeah.
of time I thought that they should use this framework to like show passage of time, but yeah, it is very like
Yeah, because he
2001
takes
Space
him.
Odyssey
It's
is.
like you are in a place between space and time. He like
Right,
takes him
right.
up into this space cosmos. I'm like, what the fuck? And that's where he learns to fly, right? Isn't he flying in that?
He once we cut back to the psychedelic trip and times pass, he's already in the suit and he flies.
Oh, he
out-
flies away.
flies away.
Yeah, they don't explain the suit,
No
where it
training
came from,
montage.
or why it has it. They don't explain other than this one line why he's now Christopher Reeves. While we were training, 12 years will have passed. And it's like, okay, 12 years then. Okay. And then, yeah, he's in the suit and he flies away. They never once address the S and why the hell an alien would have an S on his suit. They try to address it in Man of Steel. It doesn't make much sense, but I guess it's better than not addressing it. People
Yeah.
are like, "Are you sure it's not for Superman?"
Oh yeah, what was it, man? Oh, it's my house's symbol. It stands for hope, and then I think Amy
Yeah.
Adams is like,
I guess that could make sense that every house has a symbol,
Yeah.
But yeah, yours is pretty close to an S, man. Yeah, and he flies out of there. All the flying scenes are kind of wacky too. I don't know. It looks weird. Just
mhm.
it looks. I don't know how they did it. It looks very. He's always having to like rotate in flight and
yeah.
do these weird motions. Some of it looks okay. A lot of it is just a lot of rear projection. And it just the image is so fuzzy when you do that. The background image, and you can tell it's grainy, it's fuzzy. You can tell it's not real. Like there's one scene where you can really tell is when he's flying Lois Lane around, and they go to the Statue of Liberty. And
Hmm.
it's got some rear projection stuff, and then I don't know, they use like a helicopter shot or something because they have real footage of the Statue of Liberty,
Right, right.
and that is just like crystal clear. You can just
Mm.
see the face, and when they snap back to it being a rear projected image, it's just can't even tell details. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's what rear projection looks like. It just turns it into like a muddy, foggy mess. And it's great for little tiny things. You like back in the day before CG and all that, and you know, putting it behind a car or something to get the idea of movement. But
Hmm.
the flying scenes, it's like, I don't know. They just have him in this room with a harness and a bunch of projectors around. I have no idea how they did it.
Yeah.
And they got to be those old projectors like Lex has in the movie, where it's like green, red, blue. You
Hmm.
remember those? I was trying to explain to Jesse those old big screen TVs, the first ones, where the tray came out in the front, and then it had those three big bulbs of green, blue, and red, and projected onto the front of the TV. You
I
ever
don't
seen
think
one of
even I
those?
remember those. No, I don't think
Yeah, I've
so.
seen it.
If I
I've
saw
seen
a
a
picture
couple
of
of
that,
those,
probably.
and those are like the first big screen TVs. They were like the other big screen TVs, but the projected in the front, and then later on they moved it to the back. And they're about the same size screen though,
Gotcha.
which is I think only like a maybe 45-inch screen today.
Mhm. Yeah, right, right.
That was our big screens, but it
Whoa.
had this giant thing that stood up in your house.
Yeah.
Whoa, man, big screen, dude. And you couldn't play video games on them, so they were pretty fucking lame, you know?
Yeah.
Don't play video games on them, you'll ruin it.
I remember my grandparents had a projection TV. It was kind of big, but I mean, yeah, like big 40-inch TV. I remember coming there in the afternoon, you couldn't see shit because the sunlight would come into the fucking living room. You couldn't see anything at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember they always had that screen on it with I don't know why it needed it, the rigid, like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
if you
yeah,
moved
yeah,
your hand on it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then don't, and as a kid, you had to do that. You had to go, and then it would leave like a scratch through the fucking, people get, don't fucking touch it.
Oh man, so true.
Why? I gotta research now. I want to know why it needed this layer.
Uh,
Anyways, so he's older. He goes back to town or Metropolis. I don't
finally,
remember.
finally, we get to
Yeah.
Metropolis. This is where the movie
Yeah.
finally gets interesting.
This is like an hour, 10 minutes
This is
in.
yeah, yeah. Takes a while.
This is like a half of the movie
Hmm.
before you see him in the suit. And it's not even, it's not very action packed once we get him to the suit. So he's in the suit. We see some Lex Luthor stuff. He has no fucking motivations at all. It's like, of course I am. I'm the greatest criminal mind of our generation. That's who
Yeah.
I am. It's like, why? He has this stupid plot. It's like, it's about real estate, my friend. Real estate. Come on now. Stick with me here.
Living under a elaborate fucking train station hideout.
Yeah, who do you know that has a penthouse address like this? When he's talking to the girl, she's like, yeah, we're 200 feet underground, Lex. Yeah, look how much space we have. You think you'd be paying a small fortune for one bedroom up there. We got a whole cavern. And he's got this ridiculous pool.
Yeah.
This set is like a real set or something. This must have been expensive as fuck. But it's like an underground train area that was like forgotten. You know, I guess they keep building them on top of the next one and shit, like New York. And, you know, it's got like things written number 12 this way, food this way, and it's got entrances, but it's all filled in with water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a really weird water that like looks like ocean water. It's like greenish. And he's like swimming in it. I'm like, oh, dude, that's like, what? Is this just like was there when you moved in? like this sewer type pool and you're just chilling with it? Why is it so? It's not the color I would expect from a pool.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks like someone.
It's like you go to the Bahamas and like the fucking beautiful, like gonna go snorkeling type of water. Yeah. It's like, how the fuck did you get that there?
There's some funky colored water, dude. And there's some ridiculous stuff like his henchmen going to the lair and the train he gets against the wall. I think he has like a lollipop or some stupid shit. This guy's the most comical part of the movie, just bumbling and when he walks, he mumbles. Anyways, he gets against a wall and he knows like the cop's kind of watching him. He's like, the train comes by, he goes in the wall. Cop goes over there and checks it out. Kind of figures it out somehow because he disappeared. Oh, so that's how he did it. And he's like, how would you figure that out? He's pushing on it, and then Lex moves the wall with his little device and goes, "Oh no, the train's coming!" And then it gets flush with the wall. I'm like, "Oh, that's it." And he's like sitting there, and he can just kind of avoid the train. And then the thing goes, it pushes him out hard. Oh, it's funny. And then his cop friends find him. I thought they were going to show the body. I was like, don't show the body, because I hate it when like they'll show the body after you're hit by a train and it's just like a dead body.
Yeah, just laying there.
Like, bro, there ain't gonna be nothing left.
Yeah.
You get hit by a train, you're eviscerated and squished like a penny, dude. So they didn't show it. They just showed the mangled hat. I was like, well, thank goodness, because it's gonna be parts. It's not gonna be a body.
Yeah.
Then we have the Superman stuff. He gets the job at the Daily Planet, and we get to meet Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane. And there's some weird stuff with Lois Lane. So you're doing the sex addict piece, huh?
Oh yeah.
You got it. Top-notch news here for me. The people want to know. And I like I don't remember the guy's name, the leader.
Oh, the boss. Yeah, fuck.
The boss is pretty funny.
Love that you can't spell too. How do you spell that word? Is it 2 R's or 1?
Yeah, and it's just a strange world. Everyone's on typewriters. You're gonna help Mr. Clark Kent find his place here. He's new here, and he's gonna be working the city beat. Okay, and then what? Hey, that's my beat. It was your beat. It's now Clark's. He says something like he's a man.
Yeah.
And you're not. And he's the fastest damn typer I've ever seen in my life. I think they should have showed him typing at some point. That would have been cool. Yeah. Like, that's one thing he can kind of get away with showing off. Because there are I've seen some typists in my day there, you're just like, fucking Christ, dude, like 230 words per minute and shit. And that's not that crazy. You're not gonna be like, I think he's an alien. God damn.
Yeah, I could do one of those like look left, look right. And then oh, I got it done. Oh my God, Clark.
Oh my God, he knows home run like it's the back of his hand. Look, he doesn't even look. He's like making coffee, one hand. And then we get some more ridiculous shit from Lex. It's like after Superman is introduced, well, the first time Superman is known, like Lois Lane is going to. And I'm not really a big fan of the Christopher Reeve Clark Kent. It's a bit much for me. It's a bit much. Oh, sorry, Lois. I mean, I'm nervous. It's just a bit on the nose, weird for me. Yeah. And then Jesse's like, God, he's such a little bitch. Is he gonna act like this whole movie? And I was like, I think so.
Oh, excuse me, Lois.
Yeah. I think this is how it goes. And Clark. Ladies' room. Oh, yep. Sorry, Miss Lois. She closes the door. Lois. My jacket's in there. Could you mail this one? Yeah, sure. And use your own money for the goddamn stamp, Clark. Okay. I guess I could try and find 35 cents in my pocket here.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And at one point, he's like gonna try and tell her. He just takes his glasses off, and the voice changes. Lois, I have to tell you something. Oh, no, I can't. No, I can't. No. The glasses will keep me safe.
So funny. I remember a side note here. After Man of Steel came out, I was at a bar with some buddies, and one of them was like, the fucking ending of Man of Steel makes no sense. He's been flying around, they've all seen his face, and he's gonna walk in there with glasses. I'm like, dude, do you know Superman has always been a weird thing where he puts his glasses on and off and people can't tell it's him. Like, it's not like it's Man of Steel's, fault.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the original Superman, it's like, it's fucking ridiculous that she doesn't recognize Clark and Superman. So I don't know, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, and she's like going, what is she going to do? I'm going to interview the president or something. Air Force One.
Oh, the helicopter. Yeah.
I need to use the helicopter. And I think everyone's like tries to tell her not to go. Didn't the boss say, no, don't go? Oh, no. Clark is like, what? How about you try taking a rest, Miss Lois? It's your day off. I'm like, why would I? And she's gung-ho, and she goes up to the helicopter. And she's getting them on. Come on, Lois, we gotta go. And gets in the helicopter. And then I don't know what's going on. You keep showing a cord shaking. I was like, "Ooh, this cord's gonna do something. Check it out. What's this cord doing? It's getting a little shaky." And then it breaks out of its holder, its bracket, when it's taken off, and gets on one of the feet of the helicopter, the strut, the lander. I don't know what the fuck those are called. Grabs it. Oh God, no! He says some ridiculous shit. Oh, we're having a technical problem. The cord stuck on us. We've lost all rotor control. Like the back rotor. And it's going, oh God. This is the worst disaster since the Hindenburg.
If you just hover in one spot, we'll just walk over there and untangle it for you. It's all good.
Yeah, you could have just landed if we're 4 feet up. But we can't. Once we reach 3 feet of altitude, there's no going back. You have to complete the whole flight plan. Yeah, and then it fucking careens down. This stuff looks pretty good because, the budget constraints of... I think we got some miniatures in here and some other tricks they're doing here.
Yeah.
Some big sets, too. And then we get the helicopter careening on the side of the building, leaning over it. Classic helicopter leaning over a building scene. We'll do it many more times from 1978.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna fall. The door opened. Yeah. And that's a bunch of more rear projection type stuff. And then it's funny. It gets happening, and everyone's going, "Oh my God, look up there. That's crazy." The police, come on now, back it up. Nothing to see here. Come on. Give them room. If they fall, you don't want to get hit. Come on now. And Clark comes out. I think I'll go have some supper. And everyone's, oh, what's all the commotion? Looks up. Oh, workers. And then I don't think he realizes who it is until she yells or something, and then he realizes. So he has to try and find a place to change, and then he's known for the telephone booth.
Yeah.
And he walks past a telephone, and it's just a telephone. It's not a booth.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh darn!
Damn it!
Gotta keep going." And he's like 3 blocks from the fucking emergency. I was like, "Dude, you gotta just change or something, man." And then he ends up doing it in a revolving skyscraper door.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get, because he's so fast. He goes, and then he's in the costume. Can't you just do that anywhere, man? You just boom, you're in costume.
I think he even does that somewhere in the movie where he does.
Yeah, later he does.
He just flies up and then he's in the suit again.
Yeah, and at that point he doesn't do anything. It just kind of magically changes. Like what? Yeah. And he's like, does the rip the shirt to see the S thing. Yeah, so he goes up there. Even when he's saving people, he's still very Clark Kent-ish. He doesn't turn on to be cool. He's like, seem to be a problem, ma'am?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. This helicopter's about to fall off the building. Let me see if I can help with that.
I like the, you get the famous line of, I got you, or I got you. You got me. Well, who's got you? It's kind of like one of
Yeah.
the more famous lines of the movie.
He grabs her, and then the helicopter starts falling at him, and he just kind of grabs it like that and
Hmm.
goes all the way up, sets it down. Who are you? A friend, Miss Lois. A friend. Well, goodbye. And he always says like goodbye to the people and like waves at him when he
Yeah.
leaves.
He's like the nicest superhero in the world. Statistically
Oh
speaking,
yeah.
it's still the safest way to travel.
I hope this hasn't put you off of flying. I think they mirror that in Superman Returns.
Yeah, after he
right?
does the plane. Yeah.
Doesn't he say that?
Hmm.
I still like Superman Returns, man. I just like that it's such a like sequel to these old ones.
Yeah. I
It kind
love
of
that
work
movie. I think that movie's
and
awesome.
it kind of works that way.
Hmm.
So we still get to be in the kind of continuum of the Reeve Donner universe, but not without having a reboot, and we can still do the classic theme song. I liked Returns.
Yeah, Returns is awesome. And you get to see Lex's plan actually start to take place because it doesn't really happen in this movie.
Yeah.
You actually get to see it come to play.
But doesn't Returns kind of ignore 3 and 4?
Yeah, it's like a sequel to 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them other than this one, so now I guess I got to move on to. See, when
But-
I was thinking about choosing this one, I hear a lot of people love 2,
2 is
I was-
awesome. Yeah.
but I was looking at the ratings and 1 was higher, so I was like, well, I haven't seen 1. I better start with 1, and maybe it's better because the ratings are better. You know, I didn't want to just jump into 2 without seeing 1, so I'll have to watch 2.
I think 2 is better. 2 is basically, I mean, I'd say it's like Spider-Man, but really Spider-Man's like 2, which is that it kind of has the same plot structure, which is that Superman kind of wants to not be Superman and be in love with Lois and let chips fall where they may. But then Zod and his troops come, and there's a huge fight in Metropolis with all 3 of them. It's good shit. I mean, it's cheesy because it's 1978 or
Oh
70.
yeah, because I forgot about that they have Zod in this and all
Yeah.
that shit, and then they don't use him at all.
Mhm.
I totally forgot.
It's set up
Yeah,
for.
we,
It's set
we
up
didn't
for the
even have
second
Zod.
Yeah, he comes in
Weird.
the second movie. He's the villain
Wow.
with his troops. And there's a big
I'll
old
have to
fight.
watch that.
Yeah.
And then I have to see 3 with Richard Pryor. Man, you're a Superman, man. Man, that's crazy, Jack. Man. Oh man, I'm friends with Superman. Can you believe it? And then 4. Yeah, I hear 3 and 4 are pretty terrible.
I've actually never seen 3 or 4. I've always kind of stayed away from it. Maybe I should.
We gotta watch
finish
3
it.
and 4.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder, our Superman. Yeah, so he does that, and then they take a bunch of pictures of him, and then he kind of gets known, right? And he does. I think there's a montage kind of part where he's
Oh,
saving
right, yeah,
people.
yeah.
He saves a kitten, and what that part was sad and funny.
Oh yeah.
There's the little girl. It's like, "Hey, your kitten up here? Here you go." And then, thanks. Gee whiz, mister. Have a good day. Flies away. And she goes in, Mommy. The cat was up in the tree, and the man came down from the sky and gave him to me. I told you not to tell fibs. she gets fucking smacked.
Completely unnecessary for that.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
My only
I told you
my
not
only,
to tell those damn lies.
my only thing is I think child abuse was probably a comedic thing back in the day.
Oh God,
Fucking
it
hilarious.
was so funny and off-putting. I was like, "What the fuck?" Unnecessary. Oh,
Oh god.
it's like wasn't even part of the scene. It was probably just done in post Foley, and you just think of it. Let's have the mom slap the shit out of that girl for lying. Uh,
Oh my god.
And- and just because of that lying, we're putting your cat down too. No, mom. So, and then there's some more stuff like it's all little stuff. I can't remember the other ones, but it's all stuff like that. Not super important, just helping people.
Yeah, I think he stops some criminals fleeing the cops that go onto a boat. I think he saves an airplane that has a fucking busted ass wing. I'm trying to think.
Oh
of
yeah,
anything
yeah.
else.
That was Air Force One.
Air Force One. That's what it was. Yeah.
I was like, just happened to be all these problems around Air Force One. We lost the engine, and then that was pretty cool. He was flying there, holding it.
Yeah.
What happened? We got the engine back. We didn't get the engine back. We got something. Don't look. Just keep flying. Don't worry about it. And they're all looking out. What do you think's gonna happen? Like he can't handle it too? If you look, you're gonna probably pass out. We'll never get home.
Oh my god.
And then yeah, the boat one's funny because he like takes the whole boat and the criminals and puts them in front of the police precinct.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man? How are we gonna get this fucking boat out of here?
Call a fucking couple tow trucks. God damn it.
Out of the middle of the street. And then the funny one where the criminals like suction cupping up the skyscraper.
Yeah, about that.
And then and that's another effect where he's standing perpendicular and like can I help you with something?
Was the elevator broken or something like that?
Oh yeah. And then he suction cups onto his foot. Oh no suction! Ah! He falls, catches him, and anyways. Excuse me, officer. They say confession is good for the soul. Pulls the diamonds out of his pocket. I'd listen to this man. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this knowledge? I don't know. It's not.
What the fuck was that?
It's not illegal to have diamonds in your pocket, sir. Could you give me a little more background on where he was and what was happening? Legally, I can't arrest him right now. So funny. Oh yeah, then I love the one where it's like, yeah, he came and gave me the criminal. Oh, red boots and a red cape on Henry. It's like the lieutenant cop talking to the cop who got the burglar delivered to. Come on, I want you to take the rest of the day off, okay? Go down to Jerry's pub, okay? I'm gonna meet you there after work, okay? And then Superman comes down and gives the boat and the criminals, and he sees like, oh god, let me grab my hat because he's going to the pub now too. First bottle's on me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if he was talking about beer or like you're gonna drink multiple liquor bottles.
Yeah, fucked up tonight.
First bottle of liquor. Wow. Yep, that's it. It's just showing some of that, and then the Daily Planet's kind of reporting on them, and we get a kind of cool scene with the J. Jonah Jameson of the Daily Planet. I don't know his name, but saying he wants to come up. We need a name for this guy. I want his name to be synonymous with with the Daily Planet, like I don't know, PB&J or something. I don't remember what he said. Something like that. So they're trying to figure out something. They don't figure it out right then, which I think was good because I was like, oh god, someone's gonna say Superman. It's gonna be some super on point stuff. But Clark, I don't know, Superman, Clark leaves a note for Lois because he's like really got the hots for her for some reason. And says he wants to meet a friend. And that's what he called himself as Superman. So she kind of knows. And she's got the hots for him and she gets all dolled up. Hello, Lois. If you're sorry if you had plans. It's like, oh no, this whole thing? No, I was hanging around the house. You know, I was just vacuuming. That's all I was doing in this. So he comes and she wants to ask some questions, and it gets very this is very sexually charged stuff.
Very horny scene eventually.
Yeah. Well, could you see my panties? Yes, I could. Well, what color are they? Well, lead. Lead, yeah. I see. I have trouble seeing. Is he telling this reporter all his weaknesses? Mm-hmm. It's like, well, I can't see through lead very well. I have a stigma in my left eye. I can't drive at night. And then she walks away from who has a fucking lead planter, anyways. Giant fucking lead planter. And she walks away, and he's like, "Pink." She's like, "What? Pink?" Your panties are pink. She's like, oh, oh, sorry if I embarrassed you. You didn't embarrass me. And she's
So
like,
good.
does all of your, you know, other anatomy work? He's like, what do you mean? Do you eat?
Eat? Yeah.
Oh yes, when I'm hungry. Yep,
Uh,
you betcha. And yeah, there's a bunch of sexually charged stuff in there.
I love that scene so much. I don't like the scene that follows, but I love the talk in the balcony. The flying stuff fucking almost put me to sleep.
Yeah, dude, with the voiceover.
Yeah, yeah.
God dang. She's like, how fast can you fly? I guess we'll have to find out. And they never find out.
Yeah.
It just takes her.
Time us. Time me.
It's weird. He's got like a power when he touches you, you can fly too. Because he's not like supporting her during her flight.
Yeah.
Like he'll grab her hand and she'll be flying at the same, like she has levitation powers. You know what I mean?
Like Peter Pan, yeah.
And like, yeah, touching her finger. Then as soon as he's not touching his body, ah!
Yeah.
And yeah, that scene was fucking dumb. It's got a voiceover by her
Yeah. God
the
damn.
whole fucking time. Am I falling in love with you? I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fool. I feel like a foolish little schoolgirl. It's like a Gone with the Wind. Fucking. Am I just a fool to fall in love with a caped superhero? I barely know you, but oh, my love runs deep. Do you feel the same? And it's like.
It cuts to it cuts Superman. He's like smiling as they're flying. I'm like, God damn
It's
it.
like a fucking Disney movie.
Yeah.
It's like a. It reminds me of like Nala voiceover. Doesn't he see the king I see inside? Or like Aladdin on the magic carpet ride type of
Right,
shit.
right.
It's like, yeah, it's like, it's a it's a whole new world moment, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
At least Aladdin had a kick-ass song to it.
or like, oh yeah, or like Hercules. Like, oh, I can't fall in love again. I've been hurt too many times. Why am I being a fool again? Oh no.
Oh my God.
Lord. Yeah, and it's just drags on and some terrible stuff and rear projection out the ass. That's where we get the Statue of Liberty scene. And he brings her back. And there's some tension. Oh, are they gonna kiss? They don't. And then he just kind of leaves. Like he always does. Okay, well, bye.
Mm-hmm.
Away, we're flying away, dude. And the flying's always kind of awkward. He's like, I never quite know what to do with my hands. He's like
Yeah.
guiding it, fisting it. Do I just, don't know. And he never flies very fast. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem very fast.
Yeah, you don't get a
He just
sense
takes
of
off
speed.
and just-
It's like he floats.
Yeah.
He's not really flying.
It's a Man of Steel. You finally get that sense that like him
Yeah.
flying is like he can fucking get there, dude. Like, I think there is one point in the movie, weren't they talking to Superman about the missiles and they're like, it's gonna be here. How fast can you get there? Well, that's about 2,000 miles. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the only like judgment of speed you get. So anyway, get to the end of this motherfucker. The plot. Lex Luthor's whole plot is trying to fucking bomb the coast to turn
Yeah.
his shitty land into good land by making it the new West Coast because it's going to make the other California fall into the water, and he's been buying shitty land in the desert that will be the coast eventually. So he's going to do this by there's like 2 missiles being launched soon because of some world event, and he hijacks them, but doesn't. He just reprograms them, and he has these clever schemes to reprogram them.
Yeah.
Like what was the first scheme he pulled up?
He was in there's an ambulance or something on the side of the road. There's some sort of accident.
Oh yeah, he faked a car accident with
Yeah.
a radio controlled car. It's like radio control car, then it breaks, and then the chick lays on the ground. That was another 1970s moment, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Forgot about
God.
this,
Where it's like, I don't think she's breathing, Sarge. What are we gonna do? All the army people around her. It's a bad look for the army and for the 70s. You know? And then he's like, well, I'd say we do some vigorous chest some vigorous chest massages and maybe some mouth to mouth. And the guy's about to go down. And no. I would never command my soldiers to do something I wouldn't do myself. And then he's like, makes them tighten the circle so no one can see.
That was weird.
And then about face, and they all turn the other way. I was like, oh God. Bill Cosby is like, I like this movie. This is a fun movie with the Superman and the pudding.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. And the guy comes with the ambulance, or Lex comes in a fake ambulance. He's like, you need some help? And then the bumbling guy comes up and reprograms it, but I think he does it wrong or something.
He gets the last missile wrong.
Yeah. And then the next one they have to reprogram. They're like delivering a house. Mm-hmm. Like, sorry, can't we just go by? Sir, we got this house to deliver, don't you see? This is a double wide trailer. It's gonna take up a whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle. And yeah, those parts are pretty funny. And Lex is like bald. You find out in the end, but he always has hair.
Yeah, he's wearing these wigs.
And he's got these crazy wigs throughout the house. And yeah, it's just And then the stupid shit after Lex just reads about Superman in the newspaper, he hates him. I hate everything this man stands for. Well, how do you know he's not just a fake? Because if anybody was going to pull off this, the best ruse in history, it was going to be me. So he has to be telling the truth. And then he deciphers all this from so you can't see through lead. And he's from Krypton. And it said it took him 3 years to get here. So I did the calculations. I found any meteorites that landed in that year, 1948 or whatever, when he got here. And I found this one. Look at this picture in this book. It's from Kenya. This is it. It's like you have to research in books. Ain't even no internet. You just go, I got to look through every book to see if they mention. And then, he decided. So it's a piece of his planet. Okay, and it's radioactive, and it's coming from space. So it's going to be his only weakness on the planet Earth. And it's like, what? This is some wacky conclusions you're coming up with, man. And he goes and gets it, and he gets Superman to come with his dog whistle. He's like, it's like, Superman, you're the only one that can hear this. The only two-legged creature that'd be able to hear this. Yada, yada, yada. I'm going to blow up chlorine gas, yada, yada. Superman flies to his place and drills in by going... And he gets in there. Hello, Lex. And then they're just talking some trash, and it's so weird. Because it's like he's the bad guy, and Superman is like has no intention of doing anything physical to him. It's just a discussion between a good guy and a bad guy. We can do this civilly. You don't have to be mean or spiteful. And he explains the whole fucking plan. And I don't remember what Superman's what the logic is. I think it's some like ultimatum, like. He wants him to. There's two missiles, and he doesn't have the time to stop both. Was that his whole gig?
I don't know. I don't know why he brought Superman in at all. Just do your plan. There's no reason to bring Superman here.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think he wanted to like disgrace his name. He didn't like anything he stood for by having Superman not be able to save the day. I didn't.
Yeah.
That's all I can get.
Pretty thin. Yeah. For Lex there.
And it's he does stop one missile. He's drowning with the Krypton, and I was like, Mrs. Whatever, help me. You have to promise to save my mother first in Hackensack, New Jersey. Promise me. I no. If you promise, I will help, because I know you can only tell the truth.
Yeah.
I promise.
Deal.
She helps him, and so he has to save that one first, and so that one's not the missile that matters because it's not the West Coast one. So the West Coast one hits, and then the Andreas fault is happening, and for some reason, like, Lois and Jimmy are like at big monuments, like they're at the
They're like a dam.
like Hoover Dam or some
Yeah.
shit. Just for some spectacle. And then the cable, not the Golden Gate Bridge is falling. Yeah, and as I was like, man, is this really it? It's just Superman fighting a natural disaster?
Yep.
Weirdly. Like so, some of the planet, some of the ground falls down and he flies in. I was like, what's he doing? He's like, oh yeah, Jesse was watching this, and she's like, is he causing the earthquake? Because he's like flying through the earth and he keeps showing earthquake. I'm like, no, he's saving it, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's going in to put it back together. It makes no fucking sense.
No sense. And when he
He's
does,
like,
when he pushes up, they just reverse
You
the
see it?
footage. I'm just like,
Yeah.
makes
It's like pushing up the tectonic plate back to where it's supposed to be. There we go. Good as new. And which doesn't work that great. I guess it stopped the coast from going away, but it didn't stop all the damage from the earthquake and the aftershocks. Right? And then he has to do some saving on the Golden Gate Bridge.
I thought the Golden Gate Bridge looked pretty good, like for 78. I mean, like, I don't know, I thought it was pretty damn effective for what they could do. I was like, oh, this is pretty dope.
Yeah, because when we first showed that, I was gonna be like, oh god, that's gonna be a terrible effect. How are you gonna do that? But it was pretty good. It was obviously a big practical piece, some of it. So that looks pretty good. And then Jimmy is like hanging on the dam. He's blown up and shit. One-handed and shit. He's the strongest little kid ever. Finally lets go, and Superman saves him, drops him off. Jimmy says something like, "It's okay. Lois should be driving by any time," because he's in the middle of nowhere. And Lois dies. She gets in a car wreck and dies.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be great.
Fuck.
Your reaction to what happens next is
What the fuck?
the infamous ending.
And then I thought this was the ending to like 4, because I've heard about this, him spinning around the Earth to reverse the rotation of the Earth and go back in time. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the ending to like 4, or one of the shitty ones, and I've always thought that. I had no idea. I thought 1 was Zod and good. Like, so I love that scene though. We finally show some emotion.
Yeah.
Like she dies, and all of a sudden he's like, "Ah!" Just out of nowhere, it screams and flies away.
That's an awesome shot, though. That was cool.
Like finally showing some care for something, and it's just out of nowhere. And Jesse was like, "Oh fuck!" Like it scared her, and like all our dogs were like, "What the fuck, dude?" This movie was so nice. And she's like, "What the fuck was that?" I was like, "I don't know. I think he's pissed." It's like he's angry. And then he goes going around the world. And then yeah. And then this is too long of a scene, period. It's like getting the Earth to spin. And then the Earth starts spinning the opposite direction. Yeah, that's not how time works.
Yeah.
That would actually, I'm pretty sure that would destroy the planet if you reversed the polar spin. I'm pretty sure. Cataclysmic consequences.
Yeah, yeah.
But okay, I'll play along. It goes back in time. And then we get a bunch of good everything in reverse footage. Just play it all in reverse. Cue it up. Car wreck, reverse. Jimmy saved, reverse.
The rocks that he throws down to save the fucking model village from the
God, yeah, the model village reversed. I've seen better model villages on Christmas time.
Yeah, it's pretty. That
When
was pretty
people
rough.
set up their little Christmas village with the miniatures, I've seen
Hmm.
better shit at Hallmark, dog. This shit.
Also, what's a village doing at the bottom of a dam? Get that shit out of
Yeah.
here.
Uh, we all work at the damn factory. So it's all reversed. And so he didn't need to save anyone because it all got reversed, right? I mean, the bridge kind of re-saves itself, but yet Lois still wrecks her car. I don't know. He did it and had to redo it, but then he knew to save a little time for Lois. I don't know how this
Yeah, I
works.
don't remember how it did. Yeah.
But he saves her, and he's happy about it, and she's kind of weirded out by it. Um, and then Jimmy Olsen is a pretty funny scene. Why would you save someone and just drop them off in the middle of nowhere in the desert? Thank God I found you guys. Sorry, Jimmy. My bad. And
I forget the last lines of the movie. Because the last scene, I think, right? I'm trying to think. The last scene of the movie, she starts to question or starts to piece it together that he may be Clark. Like, I think Jimmy says something to her, and then she's like, has a moment, but I don't
yeah,
remember
she's
what it
like,
was.
too bad Clark couldn't have been here to see this. Yeah, too bad. Clark is never around
Oh, that's right.
when Superman is around. Clark is never around every time Superman is around. No. So yeah. And that reminds me, I've also seen some of the extra footage of like Christopher Reeve being evil Superman. I think that's from 3.
Hmm.
Where he's like drinking, shut up at the bar, like walks out of the bar and shit and doing all this. That footage is pretty hilarious too. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Pretty disappointed. I was never a fan of it as a kid. Thinking I'm a pretty good judge of movies by not watching them, and
Yeah.
this movie is kind of exactly what I thought it was gonna be, and why I never watched it. It's like I'm not into the campy. Suit looks kind of just like it's a leotard. It's like, dude, I watched Batman. Have you seen his suit? It's fucking rubber, fucking dope. So yeah, I think I was right. I mean, this movie has a spot. This is probably the first comic book movie, most likely. We're thinking, um, you know, beginning of this trend. Took a while. Next one was Batman. Quite a few years later, 12 years later, 89,
Yeah,
78.
89, I think.
Yeah, it's just a little too campy for its own good. I mean, I know it is Superman, and that's the tone Richard Donner said he wanted, but but you're kind of inconsistent with the tone too when you got children getting slapped across the face for for lying about Superman. If you truly intended, he states he wanted to have this just feel good truth, justice in the American way, and it's not realistic because it's Superman. And that's why he said he hated Man of Steel because it's too realistic. You could have went with a little more Man of Steel on this. A little more realism would have really helped it, I think. It's just a little too campy for me. I think Christopher Reeves was okay. He's a pretty good looking Superman. Maybe pad that suit out a little bit. I mean, he's pretty
Yeah.
thin. And I know it's 78, but can't we find a material that doesn't look like it's just, it reminded me of the material when you're a kid, those pajamas, screen printed like cartoon pajamas, that tight and it stretches easily.
Hmm.
It's like, it's just the material looks off. But oh well, it's an iconic suit now. I've seen this suit once in Las Vegas too.
Nice.
I don't know if it's the one from number 1, but it's a screen worn one I saw. and it was all fucked up. The colors all fucked up. Shit's falling apart. um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's not my cup of tea. I think Cavill is my Superman. I definitely like that one better. But I didn't see this as a kid. That's a big part of it. So I'm gonna give it objectively. I think it for its monumental impact. I could probably go lower on what I thought of the movie, but I think 6.5 to me seems fair for what it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of this movie, but again, I haven't seen it in a while. And two particularly, I think two is just more of an interesting movie.
I'm definitely gonna have to watch 2 now that I know it actually has a villain.
Yeah, I mean, Zod and his crew are throughout the movie. There is still a long build up to that. Like it's more about Clark falling in love with Lois and their relationship, and then it comes back at the end with a big ass fucking action scene in Metropolis with Zod and his crew. So good. At least I'm remembering it being good. I think two is great. Yeah, I was
now,
actually.
do you watch like the Donner cut or like? Because I think that's the only version I have is the
Donner
cut. Because then they fire him from 2 or something.
Yeah, and then they replaced him like very late, and then there's some added scenes that the director added. Yeah. So yeah, going back and rewatching this, I was pretty excited because I hadn't seen it in a while, and it's always considered to be like one of the best superhero movies. I mean, it's always like in a top 10 kind of deal. And yeah, this is Brian versus Brian, but sometimes we align, man, because I felt pretty underwhelmed watching this again. I think the movie takes too long to get to where it needs to be, and also because we've seen the superhero origins or Superman's origin story so many times, where I'm just like, all right, let's fucking go. I already know all this. And what you're doing in this movie is not really all that interesting. Like his fucking dad's only in 2 scenes, it's like, okay, I didn't really care about him because he's only in 2 scenes. He's not really being bullied. One kid said, hey, pick this up. He's not being pushed around, or he's not having to withhold the fact that he can just destroy all these kids, all his thing is, I can score touchdowns, pa. Like, okay. And then him like leaving the house doesn't really have any motivation, and the motivation to throw that crystal in the water, why he's even in the middle of the fucking Antarctica, wherever he is, has no motivation. So I'm just like kind of going through it. I'm like, god damn. But as soon as we get to Metropolis, I'm like, okay, now we're getting to at least some fun, some active kind of scenes that I'm invested in. I do disagree with Clark. I do like Clark. There's something charming about him. He's a bumbling idiot, and I kind of love it. Every scene he's in, he's just comic relief in a way. So I buy it. I think it's fun. It is a little over the top, so I get what you're saying, but it works for me. And I love Margot Kidder as Lois. I think she's great. I love all their scenes together, with the exception of the corny flying scene. And yeah, the effects don't hold up, but I imagine 78, it was just like, oh my God, I could imagine. But yeah, today it doesn't really hold up. But the biggest problem is like, yeah, we get to Metropolis. It's fun. I'm having a good time with it. To save the helicopters and everything. It's fun. But Lex is such a fucking lackluster villain in this movie. And he's introduced an hour and 20 minutes into the movie. And it's just like, okay, and the bumbling idiot friend, the big breasted fucking, chick he has with her. I'm just like, this is all just fucking rushed and weird. I don't know. At least in Superman Returns, what's her name? She's great in that movie. God damn it! What the fuck? The little smart ass woman he has with her. She's so good in that movie. It's gonna drive me nuts what her name is.
Yeah, she's that blonde, right? That's in a lot of comedies.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, I can't.
What's her name? Anyways, and yeah, the fucking spinning Earth to rewind time is fucking absurd.
In 1978, though, they thought that shit would happen. That was science fact to them, I bet. I bet it would turn back time.
Fucking ridiculous. I mean, that's what you get when you have the guy who wrote the fucking Godfather write this, which is a weird poll, by the way. It's just like when his name came up, I'm like, Mario Puzo, the fucking author of the Godfather, wrote this. Okay.
Yeah, I want Brando. I want Puzo.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I hate to say for all the Superman fans out there that love this movie, grew up on it. I didn't really connect with it all that much. I'm excited to watch 2 again, and I really hope that it's as good as I remember it being, especially compared to 1, because you don't have to do the backstory stuff. That's all gone. You're still in Metropolis. He's Clark already, and so you don't have to deal with all that. And Zod's running around doing fucking crazy shit in Kansas, and across the country. But I'm not trying to ruin the movie for you, but yeah. So I'm a little higher than you are, but not by much. I'm just gonna give it a solid 7. I mean, it's not as good as I remember it being, and at least half of the movie's fun for me. Even though some of it is kind of stupid, but there's kind of a charm to it, with its age, and you got to give it props to being the first one. And I think for the first superhero movie in '78, I think this is pretty damn good with what we got.
Yeah, 6.5 and a 7. So a mediocre start that was absolutely necessary in time for us to have the movie landscape we do now. So we salute you, Superman. You may not be a great film, but you were a needed film.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, go check it out. Recheck it out. Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna check out the other ones. I think that's why the Blu-ray I have has 1, 2, and Returns. So it must be like because those go together and they're cutting out 3 and 4. But I want to see 3 and 4. I got to see these wacky, ridiculous ones with evil Superman. I'm angry and I'm drunk.
I need to watch those too. I mean, I might as well. I've always avoided them, but it's like you gotta embrace the cheesiness of them.
The Quest for Peace.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when The Quest for Peace came out, but this has got to be close to other superhero movies now, right? Because it's like 4 movies in. It's got to be near the time of Batman.
It's got to be 80s, right? Here,
I would think so. Quest for Peace.
87. So yeah, 2 years before Batman.
Okay. Yeah, so you're still before Batman, because I can just imagine if that cheesiness came out the same time as Batman, people are just gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah.
Look how serious Batman is. It's like a fucking need an Oscar for this. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Have a happy Sunday always. You can join us on Apple Music and Spotify. Brian vs. Brian. Always here on YouTube in the video flesh. Glad to have you. Please like and subscribe. Please come hang out with us on Sunday mornings. We appreciate it. And until the next piece, we say peace.
Peace.